Good morning. This is Don Presco coming to you live from Springfield, Oregon. It's 3:45 a.m. Boy, is there a pall in there for boating. After the killing of Renee Good, I realized that I predicted this. And looking at the killing of the puppy in Boston by the mafia, I looked up an old friend, Jamie. He goes by a different name, Danny Blake. In my blog, the Roy Rosemont Press. Christy Nome, secretary, and head of Homeland Security, killed her dog. This wasn't a good dog. I found that out yesterday. She condemned Renee Good like no American has been condemned or human being. It's atrocious. Several heads of the civil rights organization have resigned. There's going to be no investigation of her death, which is worse, than to say her death. There are things that in democracy it's supposed to be built upon Christianity. It's not. But a lot of the Christian Americans who follow Trump believe it is. And they're not speaking up. In fact, some of them are demonstrating against demonstrators, which really leads to the conclusion that millions of Christians in America think Donald Trump is the Messiah, and he can do what he damn well pleases, including bombing Iran, because they're not doing what he wants them to do. In 1970, my mother told me that my grandmother, Mary Magdalene Rosamond, was dying, and she wanted to see me. Why my face looks out of shape, like I'm on LSD or something. My regular light's not working, so I have this new one here. So she says, your grandmother's dying, she wants to see you. And she said it in a tone that was, my mother's so clever, very, very, very bright, high IQ. But it was like, it's not going to be good if you go see her. Like what? You want to give me a preview of what this would be like? But she was very cryptic. She used code to control her children. In 1970, so I think comes to mind is she's going to tell me I'm the one. She's had visions of me, and I'm the one. Which happened when I died on McClure's Beach in 1967. I just did the math. I was 19 when I died. Came back. To a room full of people. They were the brotherhood of, come on. So they were with Ozzy when he flipped out in Muir Beach. Not doing well right now. So I didn't see my grandmother. I really regret it. I wonder if she was going to warn me about Mark and Rosemary, my older brother and my mother. Aunt Lillian said that her mother, Mary, was close with the Theosophic Society of Ojai. Her brother lived up in Ojai, and she would visit him, I guess, and visit the Theosophic Society. And I believe she said Basant. I've gone with that. Aunt Lillian said Basant. Now it dawns on me that Aunt Lillian knew and Rosemary knew. And why didn't she tell me? Well, maybe she told Mark. Maybe she wanted Mark to be the anointed one, the chosen one. This is really a strange conversation, people. But true. I mean, this is what you get when the veils are all torn away. And Lillian's first son, Dickie Jr., was born very retarded and was put in Camarillo Hospital for the rest of his life. I don't know when he died. Could be alive. But he wasn't the candidate. See, it's all coming together once I've accepted the fact that I am the Messiah of the age. I've been called the reluctant Messiah, and so is Krishnamurti. And my grandmother saw him, went up there to the grove and listened to him. And I heard him maybe 1975 in San Francisco. But he turned it down. He said, I'm not him. I was aware of Yogananda and his temple you could see down there by the beach. And I was aware of Mayor Baba. After I died, someone put a picture of him. It turned out to be James Taylor, who was with me when I fell in the rocks and died. He took me in the water to wash the terrible wound in my hand. And we got hit by a wave. Thank you, James. He goes, oops. It's still February. It was a warm February, but as soon as the sun touched down below the horizon, it got cold. And I'm soaking wet. And I go into shock and die. Maybe I have a video of it. I found another video talking about Puppy made 5 years ago. So I was thinking about going to India. I'm living in the loading zone up in the attic when it straddled me and put me inside her. And people that were aware of this, people were attuned to me. Bob Hamilton, who's a good friend of Tim Scully, asked, "What do you want?" I said, "I want to be an artist again." He went and bought me some art supplies. I was really emitting a powerful energy. I mean, I saw the kingdom of truth of God. I didn't see his face. He was sitting on a rock, one foot in the water and one on the sand. And beauty beyond compare, absolutely. The three psychics who saw this said, "Are we in heaven? Is this proof there's a heaven?" So I think about what proof my grandmother could have given me that would have set me on a course that maybe would have changed the world. You know, if I only gone and seen my grandmother, Mary Magdalene Rosamond, could have spared maybe a lot of trouble. Maybe I would have gone and lived in the Cortonan house. Maybe I will. I'm going to call them up. I'll send them my blog. And they could put me out to the day I die. You know, I'm reading about Madame Blavatsky, and she had a terrible time with all that. She didn't want to be anointed. They said she came up with a lot of hogwash. You know, combining a lot of teachings here and there, put them all together and came up with this Theosophic Society. And then they're in India and they anoint this young boy, Krishnamurti, to be the Messiah. And my grandmother was all aware of this. I think my Aunt June suppressed it. So here we are. I did a cartoon book, My Christ Complex, where this hippie becomes the Messiah, but he also becomes a ton warehouse, billionaire, consider my pillow. Putin's my pillow. See, so I get in a lot of trouble. A lot of people want to hurt me. They want to take from me. They can see me when I can't. That's the big revelation today. And going back and talking with Jamie, I said I'm looking at being severely disabled because of PTSD after the killing of the puppy. And now it's strange things to say to somebody you haven't seen for, I don't know, 40 years. I got 38 years sobriety. I might have seen Jamie a couple of years before I moved to Oregon. But it's me. The evidence is everywhere. The hiding of my daughter, and then the hiding of my grandson. were going to let me know that I had a daughter and a grandson, and now they don't want me to have any knowledge of my granddaughter, see, because Patrice can't believe it's me when she knows it is. So she makes her mother, the female Messiah, and utterly ignores my spiritual roots, my grandmother's spiritual roots, and Christine being a highest paid woman artist, and there's spirituality in here, women. A lot of people see it. So it's got to come from Dead Betty. And that's just proof. I realized that yesterday. I said, that's just the evidence you are the hidden master, the hidden teacher, the Maya Tia, or whatever that is. It's you. People treat you differently, John. The reader said people come into your being and take. And she says, you're powerless to stop them, and I don't know why. And yesterday it occurred to me, I said they know, a part of them know that they're in the presence of the Messiah, Master, great teacher, and he doesn't know. Oh my God, this is great. I can go in there and take for this guy because he doesn't know who he is, see? You know, of course, if I knew who I was, then I had the power to stop them, right? Does that make sense to you? Yeah, it does. It's the last, and texting George Walker, a merry prankster that distributed LSD to a lot of people. We talk about getting a think tank, had the pot growers in Oregon pay for $1 million a year a think tank, better than nothing. I talked about how we delivered LSD to the Brotherhood of Eternal Love. That's what I'm trying to think of. Down in some beach around Santa Barbara. A lot of flies on that beach. I'll Google that to find out which one it is. But there was about 5 guys living together, and they wanted to shoot up LSD. They put a needle, put a needle in your eye. I'm not doing it. Everybody else did, including Keith. And then they brought these banana peels over, banana dine. Christine Mondell said her lover, Bill Graham, brought a barbecue on stage with burning banana peels and a fan blowing it out to the audience. I could find out what year that was. But we smoked it, and we all got headaches, and we're all coming on to powerful dose LSD, and I quit talking. At the commune, I lived with Nancy and the Zortha sisters. All the guys became meth freaks. They had kits shooting up. And Barry came to me and says, well, we got to try to help them, John. Really? Why me? What can I do? So someone says, those 2 guys, they're linking up their mind together. Oh, No, we're not. No. Oh, you caught us doing that? Oh gosh, what's the penalty? Mr. Brotherhood of eternal love. What are you going to do? Beat us up, hit us with your surfboards. And finally it came down to me. It's that guy. That guy's listening to that guy, and that guy's not saying anything. Oh, really? What's the penalty? You gonna lock me up in, eternal cell? you know. So I wrote this down, and George Walker doesn't post it. I guess he was too much talk about drug deals and banana dine and shooting up LSD, so he didn't put that up. And all of a sudden, it just dawned on me. I said, "There it is. You're the hidden one. You're the hidden teacher. You're the master. You're the guy in the way. It takes a while for people to find you. They're way, way back there, John. And you're talking without moving your lips. You're teaching without words." So Chris getting into my bed didn't help at all. Bob Hamilton would put books on Indian religion by my bed up there in the attic, and James also was giving me some books to look at. 19 years old, folks. God, I thought I was 20. And then I died a virgin, and now Chris and I are on the top of Mount Tamalpais in a tent. The loading zone threw us out. We couldn't handle it. Keith came back and found out that we were lovers and flipped out and started destroying the stained glass window. They couldn't handle it. We had two people that were really into Maharishi. Ritter, Mike Ritter, and come on, the head of the loading zone, Farso. And so, they found this conflicting. They were claiming they were like levitating, bouncing, 19. And this is what I'm putting up with. This is what I got to deal with. And that's 1967. So I go down to LA, and I think it's when I met Rena. I didn't go see my grandmother, but I met some Vicky in Venice. I believe that's when I met Rena, who reminds you a lot of my grandmother. Wow. What could I have done if I wasn't so reluctant? There were so many chowderheads. Sorry. Yuppie type hippies, big brain, a lot of knowledge. They go to the co-op and they do all the right stuff. I mean, my God, can't even get near these people. Can't even open your mouth before the proving how where they are and how to tell you. So my brother just disappeared for 5 years, along with hidden like, my daughter was hidden, like my grandfather was hidden. And then I'm trying to get his son, my nephew, to file a police report and talk to his cousin Seamus. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't do it. And then he comes in, I'm the hidden one. I'm the hidden one. I said, you would talk with Rosemary? Rosemary put that hidden thing on you too? She didn't put it on me, but yet she did because, she had a vision when I was born during a star shower a couple of days after Yom Kippur. That's why she named me John the Baptist. And the nurse invited her to the window to see the star shower. The nurses are at the window while she's in bed holding me. She said, I'm too spent to go to the window to see the star. Yeah, right, Rosemary. She's already chosen Mark to be the hidden one. And then I come along. Oh no, well, it's my second son. Oh man, I blew it. And she's in some eternal competition with her sister Lillian, Rose, Julian. So here we are. Democracy, I would say, is dead with the resignation of the civil rights authorities and the non-investigation and the murder of Renee Good. We had 1,000 demonstrations yesterday. And, Trump is threatening to use military action in Iran. Right now, what's going on right now. A lot of our religions came out of that area. And what's going on? All right, that's enough. It's 4:22. I've spoken for 28 minutes. And I went with Dottie Witherspoon to the Mayor Baba retreat in South Carolina. And there is Sulphur Mountain retreat for Mayor Baba up above Ojai. So I think I can claim all that. All right, you take care. Have a good one. Don't be afraid to protest. You might lose everything, but you're already losing everything. Time to win the big prize. All right, have a good morning.